I'm Jamie, aka Scumboy.
I'm Andrew Walsh, aka Bat Phantom.
I'm Kevin, aka Neon Nazgul from the Operation Pug Podcast.
A proud member of the Gonna Geek Network.
Just like the show you're listening to now.
The opinions expressed are those of each individual host.
Check out all the podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
And get ready because geekiness begins in 3,
2,
1.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 328 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. This is recorded live on Sunday, September 16th, 2018, and hey, it's kind of surprising. Anthony and I could make it. It was easy enough, but despite all of the weather hazards, one Willie D. Nelson has joined us. We can't hear a word you're saying, Willie.
You're muted, Willie. Oh, I'm sorry. I think my power to my mic got knocked out a little bit over here. It's tremendously wet and windy over here. I cannot believe it. I'm here, guys. I made it. Can I stop this act now?
You can stop the act if you wish.
Okay. I liked it, though.
So for those that aren't aware, Willie lives in the Carolinas, which is getting hammered with a hurricane right now.
It's a tropical storm right now, or whatever it is.
Well, it's down to a tropical storm now, but we are happy that you survived, Willie. How was your hurricane experience? Did you have a hurricane party?
Actually, yes. How'd you know?
I figured knowing you, there had to be a party of some kind.
I just rushed home just to get here for this. But, yes, yeah, I'm right in the middle of the state, so I'm pretty far inland, so we just got some heavy rain. That's about it. And that was only little spurts of heavy rain, and everything else is just rainy day. I was hoping for more.
Well, it dropped a lot of rain, it looked like, from some of the numbers I was reading. So, yeah, I mean, the flooding and the storm surge seems to have been a big problem. There are a lot of people that are out of house and home right now, so hopefully they're able to get home soon, figure out the damage, and recover from that.
As far as I know, there's no one in my area that has loss of power.
Yeah, I think you're enough inland, you are probably safe. The folks out on the coast, not so much. Although they've already reopened stuff like Hatteras Island and things like that.
Ooh, with the lighthouse.
The only reason I know that is because I know people that are going there on vacation this week, and I was like, boy, maybe have fun. I'm not sure how great that's going to turn out.
Oh, I mean, it might have a chill in the air after this storm.
Chill in the air. I'm trying to figure out what the punchline is here that I'm not getting.
No, I mean, no, literally it got really cold with all the storm coming through.
Okay.
So
I was going to say, I was like, is there a punchline? I'm not getting. I'm very confused. Very confused.
No, there's no punchline. I'm not hitting you.
Not for lack of trying.
Oh no, that's me hitting on you.
Oh, well, I'm flattered. Thank you.
I want our beards to rub together and get entwined.
I think I'm going to throw up a little bit.
My beard might actually be longer than yours now. I'm not sure since you trimmed it down.
I did trim it down, but I mean, I started letting it go again, so it's getting down there.
Are you going to braid your beard?
I can't for at least a year, probably.
Grow it so that you can braid it and then just braid your beard.
I mean, I can get it off the shelf and braid that one.
Oh.
Gross.
Gross. Yes, for those that don't remember, Willie lost a Super Bowl bet and shaved his beard live on the air, and he kept part of it.
Well, yeah, he did. I mean the one I didn't lose the bet for. I just shaved off earlier this year just because I got tired of having a long beard or goatee.
Back when I used to watch the NFL.
No, this one was separate. It had nothing to do with the NFL at all.
Or did it? No, I have no idea.
That was in the off season, so if it did, that'd be pretty weird.
Maybe you just get really mad because of something the Carolina Panthers did.
Yeah, we'll make it to the Super Bowl again.
Doubtful.
Win that one.
Done much, Chris.
They've gotten to the Super Bowl plenty of times.
When did they win?
Plenty
of times.
When did they win?
How many are you calling plenty?
All right, fine. You want to go into this? When did the Carolina Panthers get established in the NFL?
How the fuck would I know? I don't
care.
care.
How many Super Bowls have they been in? And I'm sure there's a team that's been much more well established that have not been in a Super Bowl as many times.
How many times has the Panthers gone? Once?
At least twice or thrice.
What year was it? Suncast says 79. I say 93.
No, yeah, I was about to say they came out in the 90s.
Yeah, Panthers didn't show up till the 90s.
All right, let's go to the Google machine for an answer.
Because, yeah, the Broncos came in the 70s, and that was when they merged the AFC with the NFC.
They were
there were
founded
two different leagues.
October 26th, 1993.
There you go.
That
I
sounds
got
right.
that shit right. You can give me my props right now. That'd be great.
Get on that, Willie.
Give me my
Hold
props,
on a
damn
second.
it. Where's my props? I literally just Googled it.
One second. I'm Googling something right now.
This is captivating. Captivating entertainment right here.
Watch us Google. Watch us Google.
Hold on a second. Let me look this up.
Whatever it is, it can't be this important.
I'm just looking up like with the team that has the least amount of Super Bowl appearances.
Oh, that's probably like the Buccaneers. I don't even think they've
And
been to one.
And they've been longer, haven't they?
I don't know. I think I want to say the Bucks have gone once and lost. It's hard to remember now. There's been so many fucking Super Bowls. There was a point, like in the early '80s, when I literally could just could list off like the winners of the first like 28 Super Bowls. Like I knew them all.
All right, here you go. So Panthers have been in 2 Super Bowls since '93. And let's see, the Saints, the Cardinals, the Titans, the Buccaneers, the Chargers, and the Jets only have 1 appearance.
I think we're on the exact same website right now.
I think so. So I had to click on a bunch of times to get down, but I'm on my phone. So
So the Panthers have been twice and lost twice, and you call that plenty?
I'm saying have more appearances than these other teams that are much more well established.
What the hell does that mean?
Appearances don't mean shit. Denver
many
lost
wins?
the first times they went to the Super Bowl.
I'm sorry, you have to win to get to the Super Bowl, don't you?
Yeah, but you have to win to actually win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Appearances don't
Motherfuckers,
count
you
for
know
shit,
what I'm
Billy.
saying.
Otherwise, the Bills would be considered one of the best teams ever because they went and lost 4 years in a row. Nobody gives a fuck.
And those are their only 4 Super Bowl appearances, BT Dubs.
Yeah. Yeah, Minnesota did it first. Denver did it second. And the Bills did it better.
I mean, the
But
better
of the
question
teams
is,
that have lost
what-
4 Super Bowls,
what's their
Denver's
win
the only one that's
percentage?
come back and won.
their win percentage is 0 in the Super
Yeah.
Bowl. What's the Packers' win percentage? I think it's 80% in the Super Bowl.
That Packers is pretty high. They were nice enough to lose to my Broncos for the first time, though, which was a sweet win. I made so much money off that fucking game. After Denver had lost 4 Super Bowls, we were playing against the Packers, and I was in Great Lakes, so I was just north of Wisconsin or just south of Wisconsin, and a bunch of my teachers were willing to bet on the Packers. I made like $800 on that Super Bowl. If the Broncos had lost, I'd have lost my entire paycheck. As it was, that was a really good Christmas.
But regardless, I think we're past. Are we done shit talking NFL football today?
I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
Wow, someone's a little shitty about the fact their team doesn't win.
I guess we're not then.
Sorry, I'm just excited because it's NFL Red Zone I get to watch today while I sit on the couch and do nothing.
I get a hurricane enema coming my way, and now I'm getting shit from you guys. This is bullshit.
So
Willie's
it's
just,
a
Willie's
normal
just
week.
waiting to get wet. That's true. It's just a normal week.
That's fair.
So Willie, other than surviving the hurricane, did it impact you in any way, shape, or form other than just rain? Did you have to deal with any road closures or anything like that?
Nope. I was driving to my friend's house a little bit yesterday, and for about 15, 30 seconds, got some heavy rain. Actually had to slow down a little bit for. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I thought one of my friends, she called me yesterday saying, we're just making sure you're okay, because I wasn't over there yet, and I said I was going to be there a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Like, just make sure you haven't gotten washed away in the rain or anything. I know these heavy rains is pouring down. Yeah, I found out she was being sarcastic and a little bit drunk, so.
That's a good combo right there. But evidently it didn't impact you too much, so luckily you were enough inland. There was no concern, because I did see you on PlayStation Network fairly regularly this week too.
Oh yeah, because I was house sitting at my mom's, and her internet is so much better than mine.
Willie was streaming things. He was playing online games. I was like, man, what is going on?
Yep.
Now he's
Too bad we
back.
couldn't get Jackbox going.
I completely forgot about it. I apologize.
Yeah, I know. You son of a bitch.
You didn't remind me though either.
Oh, it's
Oh.
my job to remind you.
Well,
If you're the host of the game, then yes.
You know what? That's fair.
Holy shit, we found something all three of us agree on. That doesn't happen too often.
No, it does not. But now that we're done dogging on Willie, I guess it's time.
We're not done.
We've done enough. We're going to roll on over into the news of the week.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet, it's the news of the week.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the news of the week. It's that part of the show where we run down what is in our minds some of the most interesting, geeky, and/or nerdy news to have popped up in the past week. I forgot to look at the show notes to see what Willie had, but I'm just going to blind toss it to Willie. You take us out first.
Well, I told you vocally.
I forgot.
So this is going to be my final review since I beat Spider-Man. It's my final say on everything. Had time to digest and everything. And I'm going to have one major complaint from me. The third act boss fights are a little lacking. I was expecting more from them. A whole lot more.
So does it just kind of follow the same formula, so it's not really anything new? Or without getting into spoilers, why do you feel it's lacking?
It's something new. I was expecting just more from trying to see how without any spoilers here, because you pretty much fight two of the boss fights. You're fighting two of the bosses at a time, and that's like half all the battles. And I was like, oh, okay. I was kind of hoping to go to each of these individually and take them out one at a time, and something awesome. Because the best boss fight in the game, other than the final boss fight, it's just this very cinematic and everything, as you would probably expect, would probably be the Shocker boss fight in the first act. That's probably one of the better boss fights in the game.
Okay, so does it seem almost like the ending is a bit rushed because they combined it all like that, or?
Well, it's not just the beginning of the third act that feels a little rushed, because when you fight those four people back to back, it's like, okay, but then it kind of slows it down after that.
Yeah,
But
they focused more on the story than making like really excessively impressive boss fights. Because the story part of it's great.
Oh yeah. You will probably shed a manly tear at the end of this for sure.
Uh-oh.
Just because it is very emotional and very touching. The story is fantastic. Can't say anything wrong about the story at all.
Yeah, it's really well written.
And I do want to bring this up because we didn't talk about it last week. But did you guys? I know, Chris, you already passed by it. You guys enjoy the Stan Lee cameo?
The Stan Lee cameo was delightful.
Yeah.
Was not expecting that at all until I heard, like, wait, that voice.
Mm-hmm.
You son of a bitch.
My fiance was in the kitchen. She was cleaning up after she cooked dinner that night, and she heard Stan Lee, and she pokes her head around the corner. Is that Stan Lee? I'm like, yeah, it is. Holy crap.
Hell yeah, it is.
They got his likeness down, all wrinkles and everything.
Yeah, it was an accurate likeness. One thing you can say about this game is the CGI is really good on it, pretty much everything in it.
And this is not a hit on Xbox, Chris, but that's probably mostly based probably on the fact that it is a single console game exclusive,
maybe.
like not even to PC. Like they got to use that one piece of hardware to its max.
Maybe.
Yeah, and not have to worry about it going.
Yeah,
to
they
other
didn't
ones.
have to they didn't have to worry about lowest common denominator.
So
If
you're
that
talking
makes
about
sense.
the regular PS4 then?
Man, you son of a bitch.
Well, I'm saying I'm
about the Switch.
I'm on a
Fair enough.
regular PS4 on a 27-inch TV, and I could see the pores on Norman Osborn's face. So I can't imagine what the fuck it looks like on Chris's TV.
Yeah, it's pretty
Because
sweet.
like it's hyper detailed on mine, and I'm running like the oldest version you could run on this, other than it being on a CRT.
And I'm going to say this. I think I have utmost authority on giving a review on this game because I now have the platinum for the game. I got all the trophies. And there's even an extra costume that or suit that is not even part of any trophy at all that I got after the fact. God, that one was kind of a pain. but it wasn't that bad.
I think I have 3 or 4 suits left.
I got a lot to do.
It's not that bad. Yeah, the platinum is just gonna say pretty easy. It's not that hard of a platinum to get.
Which is why it's probably going to be my first platinum ever, because I don't have any platinums on my PlayStation account.
What, you don't have any of those Telltale games?
No.
Because those are all you do is beat the game and you got a plat. Play through the story.
Nope. I don't
except
own
for,
any of the
Wolf
Telltales.
Except for Wolf Among Us. That one they did not do that with.
I have the Walking Dead one on Steam, and I never finished it.
And, yeah, but there is, I do want to give great props. The sneaking stealth missions, terrible. I don't like them. They're just annoying to me. They just get in the way, slow it down way too much, except for one. It's in the 3rd act, so I can't even specify what it is.
I don't care for the stealth missions when you're not Spider-Man.
Oh, so you don't mind if I just spoil that?
No, you're not allowed to spoil the one you're talking about.
Yeah, that one, that is perfect. You're going through a shipping yard. That's all I'm going to say about it. And it is like, this is a stealth mission done right.
I actually enjoyed all the stealth missions because it was one of those things where I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, but it's like I got just caught so many times just because I just want to get through this. I don't care. I don't care about sneaking through this. Like, oh, you get seen once. Oh, I'm just here. Restart mission. Like, really?
Well, at least you restart from basically a checkpoint.
Yeah, they do have good checkpoints, and I will say that. But it still is. I could do without just more of that one during the 3rd act. More of that, less of all the others. I think you can agree with that, right? That one shines out.
They did a good job building up to that because all the stealth missions were really just not much action involved until the one of them introduces a weapon and you actually do some attacking of people. But like even then, there's not much action. It's still just sneaking around. And so the last stealth mission, you're like, oh shit, like this is fucking full of violence and craziness. This is awesome.
And that has no weapon you have with that one.
Yeah. Yeah, you have your distraction device, but yeah. It's a fun one. I enjoyed the stealth missions.
I'm just saying that one shines brighter than all the other ones, right?
Yeah, I would say it's the best of all of them. But yeah, I enjoyed them all.
Yeah, wait till you get to it, Chris. You're going to know exactly, after you be like, oh, that's the one they're talking about. You're going to know this.
Yep.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to give this game on a... I'm going to give it on a 20-point scale.
20-point scale.
Yep, I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Out of 20?
The 0.5. The 20 point, it means there's 20 points. Means from 0, 0.5, 1, you count each of the points.
You're giving it an F.
No,
8.5 out of 20 would be an F.
It's an 8.5 out of 10. Like if you use the 100,
that's not a 20-point scale.
Like if you use a 100-point scale, it'd be an 8 and 8, like a 8.
It'd be an 85.
Like then you could go
100.7
as like a 100-point scale. So it's like the points.
So it's a 17 out of 20.
Son of a bitch! You guys not get? How are you not getting this?
You said a 20-point scale, then give it an 8.5.
That's what it's called. It's just called a 20-point scale. I didn't come up with how it's called.
A 20-point scale would have 20 points on it.
There are 20 points on it.
Between 0 and
0 to 10. And there's
it would
20
be 0
points
to
in between.
20 would be a 20-point scale.
No, because you count the 0.5s as being individual points.
So, Willie,
then what's a 0.3 or a 0.4?
Then you have to use a 100-point scale.
Oh, okay.
But it's still out of 10.
Bullshit. No. Quit making up shit, Willie.
All right,
That's
so
not,
Willie...
I'm not making anything up. It's a thing.
The chat room has asked you to select one. Like it or hate it.
Oh, fuck off Netflix and that changing that bullshit. That was the worst thing they ever fucking did. Give me my 5 stars back, you bastards.
I do miss my stars.
And then it got rid of half of my things I ranked, too.
Hold on a second. I give it a like.
He gives it a like. So you heard it here. He likes it.
It's definitely a like.
I mean, there's no way there's going to be a hater. There's not a doubt in the mind of anyone.
So you think we're getting a sequel?
Oh, that game is sold so much.
Well, yeah.
Being an exclusive, too.
So the question
Chris
is,
hasn't seen the ending, so... Yeah.
It has sold consoles. Look at Chris. It has sold consoles.
So the question I have for you then, do they put it out on PS4 or PS5?
Oh, it's going to be on PS5 because PS5 is going to be out by the time it comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely.
Which means I won't play that for a while.
Chris, once you see the ending, you'll know for a fact that yes, they are planning a sequel.
No, not even that.
It's just like a Marvel movie. It has a stinger at the end of the credits.
Nice.
I mean, just look at Black Panther, the movie. Like, there was nothing like saying we're gonna make another one, but look how much that fucking movie made. Are you thinking they're not gonna make another one?
That's true. In fact, they're doing reshoots right now for Infinity War. That's a lot more Wakanda focused, supposedly.
Nice.
Like the first Infinity War wasn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how much more Wakanda do they need? Like that was like the major set piece for the third act.
I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
Yeah, more Wakanda. Hey, more Wakanda's not bad.
I'm just surprised that they need more Wakanda. That's all. We're not even in space. We're just on Wakanda.
Everyone
Deal
likes
with
Wakanda. It's cool. I want to go to Wakanda.
We just gotta get fucking.
Did you? Oh, I've got to try and find a link to it. I saw at one point it was on Facebook. It was this guy in high school that was having to give his report on African countries, and he did a report on Wakanda. And everyone in the class knew he was BSing except the teacher. And she starts asking him all these in-depth questions. He goes, well, to talk about that, we also need to talk about their king, who also serves as the protector, King T'Challa, who's known as the Black Panther. And shows him in like the Black Panther costume. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Hold on a second. Was this before or after?
This is after the movie. This is like pictures from the movie the guy is sharing, like pictures of T'Challa, T'Chaka, the previous king, M'Baku, who runs one of the rival tribes, stuff like that. I was sitting there, and like the class is kind of chuckling and asking questions, kind of guiding it towards the movie path, and the teacher's just kind of sitting like, I've never heard of Wakanda. This is so interesting. And
I bet she asked the one question, like, what's their major export? Oh, vibranium.
Yes, because they actually talked about vibranium in this.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I was laughing.
It's not their major
my ass
export.
off.
They hide it.
Well, I mean, as of now. And what else are they exporting? I'm sure that's their one major export as of now.
Textiles.
Very little, but it's a,
Textiles. Their major export is textiles because they're a fake farming and textile community.
I didn't say what the amount was. Their major one.
Well, fair enough. So, Willie, thank you for your impressions on Spider-Man. Thank you for hyping it because it did end up.
Oh,
being
my
one of the
impressions
reasons
of
I bought
Spider-Man.
it.
I didn't even get into that.
Your impressions on the game, not your like impressions of the character. Please don't start doing impersonations.
This is Spider Cop patrolling the cities.
Fucking Yuri Lowenthal kicked so much ass doing the voice in this game. You can tell he had a fucking blast doing this.
Oh, and I do want to mention too that they got the details they get into this game too is there's 2 different voice tracks for everything.
Yes.
One for where he's just walking around, and one for when he's actually swinging around, exerting himself. 2 different vocal tracks.
So, as we wrap up this topic, Steven did sum it up best. Summary: Willie liked it more than he does Christmas trees.
God damn! I didn't suplex it off my balcony.
That's a deep pull for those who don't remember. Willie had a Christmas tree behind him until like what, June at one point in time?
No, I think it was like February, March.
Okay. Regardless, it was months past Christmas, and eventually he suplexed it off his out his window because it was a fire hazard.
No, out the door. There's like a stairwell, whatever. There's just a railing to to the ground. So I suplexed it. I literally suplexed it off, and I felt great. And to be fair, I never wanted that fucking tree in the first goddamn place.
Well, to be fair, you took care of it quite appropriately.
I threw it down there, and now I had to go down and throw it further in the woods. Like, go back to your home. That shit was spray painted white too. Who the fuck does that?
You?
Yeah, that's right. I remember that now.
No, it was bought like that.
That's
You
weird.
bought a spray painted tree.
I
and
didn't buy
about
shit.
it.
I didn't want it. I just had to go get it, and I had to deal with it. That's why I'm happy I never got a pet with that person. Because, oh, look, it's a cute pet. You have to take care of it now. Like, the fuck I do.
Yeah. Instead of it being that person's, then it's our pet. And you're like, the fuck? I didn't sign up for this.
I don't want a pet. I mean, I love animals. Animals love me. I just never want a pet. I can barely take care of myself.
We're going to get Willie a goldfish.
It'll be dead within 2 hours.
That's ominous. All right, so let's move on to our
pretty
next
bad.
story here. We talked about Spider-Man and PlayStations. We're going to talk about Nintendo for a couple minutes because Nintendo Direct finally happened. For those that aren't aware, Nintendo Direct got delayed because there was an earthquake in Japan. So Nintendo Direct happened, on the 13th, I think it was, so about 3 days ago. And we got a whole bunch of stuff that came out of it. I'm not going to talk everything, but some highlights. First of which is they officially announced that cloud saves are coming to the Switch with a caveat. You have to be a Switch subscriber to get it. And it'll work just like cloud saves do on other machines. Backs up to the cloud. If you lose your Switch or you go to new Switch, you just download the new copy. Except not on certain games will cloud save work. Because they're worried about cheating and things like that. So
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Cloud saves don't work with Splatoon 2. Neither of the new Pokemon Let's Go games, like Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. No cloud saves. Dark Souls Remastered, FIFA 2019, NBA 2K19. Yeah, no cloud saves because you could cheat potentially, even though people are already cheating in Splatoon.
So you have to have pay a service to even have this feature, and it's a broken feature, is what you're telling me.
It does not work with all games, is what I'm telling you. Now,
it's a broken feature.
It's a partial feature.
Yeah, that's better verbiage.
Nintendo says this is a feature because it keeps people from cheating the system. I think it's bullshit because do you see Sony and Microsoft doing this? No. My save game is in the cloud regardless of what game it is. But that is how Nintendo is spinning it. Let's bear in mind that Nintendo and online, this is nearly unheard of. I don't anticipate it going smoothly.
Yeah,
Remember,
they're in the dark ages.
This was supposed to be out last September.
They make it up as they go.
Hey, you want to talk to your online friends? Use your phone.
Yes. So this will go live with the Nintendo Switch 6.0 firmware, which should be dropping soon. You have to be a member of Nintendo Switch Online as of September 18th, or it will be $3.99 a month, $7.99 for 3 months, or $20 for a full year. They're also offering a family membership, which allows 2 or more accounts for $35 a year. Now, some other stuff that does come with that subscription service, you get like 20 NES Classic games that are redone so you can play online with people, and a few other things that we'll get into on the Nintendo Direct front.
I like that part.
For $20, not too bad. They did announce a new
20 games. That's really damn nice.
Yeah. They did announce a new Yoshi game. It's called Yoshi's Crafted World. I don't know a ton about it, but when I saw it, I went, don't really care.
Yeah, I was there with you. I was jerking it too.
They also announced that New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is coming to the Nintendo Switch. It's one you might have been familiar with from on the Wii U side of things. Again, they're taking good platformers from the Wii U that not a bunch of people bought and putting them on the Switch because they'll sell 3 times as many copies because they've got like 4 times as many Switches out there as they do Wii
so
U.
14 copies then?
Yeah, fair enough.
Because, I mean, that's how many people had a Wii U, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Nintendo also announced they have new Switch controllers coming out that look like NES controllers. These are retro controllers that are designed for you to play these classic games you get for the Nintendo Switch Online service. They're basically Bluetooth NES controllers. Here's the catch. The only way to buy them is to be a subscriber to Nintendo Switch Online service. They will not sell them to people who do not subscribe to the service.
Why are they giving me some good than just a shitload of bad? Like, who thought of this?
Apparently, they want someone to make money on eBay because you know that's going to be the first fucking place they end up if you have to be part of the subscription service to buy them.
And this controller idea sounds stupid as hell. An NES controller? No, give me at least at the very least a Super Nintendo controller because it has more functionality.
Well, Willie, the reason they're doing that is because the free games you get with Nintendo Switch Online are only NES. They're not SNES. So
you only need the
so they're never going to upgrade them?
They're never going to start
putting
knows?
on Super Nintendo?
They're certainly not going to do virtual consoles, so all of the old NES and SNES games you bought on previous systems, you won't have. The cool thing on these controllers is they have the rails on them like the Joy-Cons do, so to charge them, clip them into the side of the Switch and it charges. That's kind of cool. But for $60 and having to subscribe, $60 for a pair, excuse me, and having to subscribe, I went, don't care. The Pokemon team is working on a new RPG about monsters called The Town. I don't know much about it other than that.
When's the last game the Pokemon company made that wasn't Pokemon?
Yeah, no, that's the bigger thing I was trying to figure out.
Or is this just a placeholder title for another Pokemon game?
You know, I'm hoping it's just a placeholder for another Pokemon game. But I won't be able to back it up in the cloud, so who gives a shit? Going back to that, that's the dumbest thing ever that I can't save these Pokemon games. Because those are games you put upwards of 100 hours in, and you can't back it up. So the conspiracy theory is they're going to set it up. They have a $4.99 a year service, I think it is, you can buy called the Pokemon Locker for these things, where you can save Pokemon to get to them with your other games.
And they're already there?
Sorry?
Isn't that already available?
It's already available, yes.
Okay.
The conspiracy theory is to be able to back these games up, you'll have to do it via Pokemon Locker. I'm not 100% sure, though.
That'll be the cloud save specifically for the Pokemon game, so they have to make you buy something else.
That's my guess. That's what a few other people are thinking, too. Bear in
How
mind,
would you cheat?
This is all
I
theory.
don't understand it. How could you even cheat with the cloud save with that?
I have no idea. It's Nintendo.
There's always... People always find something to where you do a cloud save, you go back in, you reboot your game, you do something during the game, and then reload your cloud save, and it messes up stuff. I know there was some game where there was something where you did that to unlock a feature. They always end up finding some way to like mess with the software, because it's something about cloud save, saving something, doing something in the game, and then reloading that save. Where people find like little bugs that are attached to the cloud saves. I don't know why.
Nintendo, get your shit together for the online. Just get your shit together. Put it all in a bag and blah. You guys know the fucking phrase. Just get your shit together. God damn it.
I missed a comment.
Come on, Summer. Get all your shit. Put it all together.
Missed a comment in the chat room earlier that seems to apply here. Sailor Poland. The NES Mini. Underproduced. Controller cords were laughably short. When it comes to design, Nintendo is either doing fantastic or shitting a hole straight through the bed. The NES Classic was awesome. Hard to find, but it was great. The controller cables were criminally short. There was a great second-party market that evolved out of buying extension cables for their NES Minis and SNES Minis. I have an extension cable for all of my controllers for those because they are laughably short. If I had to use the regular size controller, I would be so close to the TV I'd have to turn my head to look from one side to the other instead of using my eyes. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Are you through with their online stuff?
I am, unless you want to comment more on the
online
I
have a question. So do you actually, is this online service, do you actually have to pay for it to play online like on Splatoon 2 and all that?
If you want to play online games.
It's switching over, okay.
Yeah, it's switching over. It's basically their equivalent of PS Plus, PSN Plus, and Xbox Live.
I got you. Just want to make sure about that.
Yeah, so Mario Kart Online, Splatoon Online, any online gaming will have to be done as a subscriber to this service.
Gotcha.
But the ironic and interesting thing is, instead of using their own servers, they're still peer-to-peer on a lot of things. So you're still going to have lag issues and things like that.
So they don't have dedicated servers.
They don't have dedicated servers for a lot of these things.
Oh, great, Nintendo! 2 steps forward, 100 backwards. You're fucking great.
Willie, I'm getting the feeling you're not going to be buying a Switch after all this conversation.
No, because I'm going to be playing it for offline stuff. So, because I mean, why? What do I want to take my Switch online for? Besides download Golf Story.
Yeah, Golf Story's pretty delightful.
That's a download only, right?
Yes, download only.
Yeah, so that's the only reason I would have to use it.
Some other
do
stuff.
I have the online service to download games?
Some other things that came out on Nintendo Direct. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is adding Isabelle from Animal Crossing now, so there are over 70 characters for Super Smash Bros.
Jesus. Isabelle from Animal... Why would anyone want anyone from Animal Crossing?
I don't know.
They had a villager, and I was like, really?
I think they're just trying to put as much stuff in there as they can to basically wow people. And on the Animal Crossing front, they did announce there's an Animal Crossing Switch game coming out in 2019, so the internet was already melting down.
Well, before we go a little bit further for the Smash Brothers, like... Aren't people still clamoring, like, how come there's no Waluigi?
Yes, there's a lot of people all about Waluigi. And there is another theory on that one, is if you look at the box art, there's a lot of open space at the bottom of the box. So they could potentially have more characters coming we don't know about, one of which could be Waluigi.
Yeah, I mean, that would be an instant buy for me.
You weren't going to buy Smash Brothers already?
Yeah, I mean, I was already planning on getting the Switch, so, I mean...
I'm glad you mentioned that you were thinking about getting
I will mention this too. The Smash Brothers Wii U did not make me get a Wii U. So
fair point. Now I'm glad Willie mentioned he was interested in getting a Switch, because if he can hold off until November 2nd, there is a Super Smash Brothers limited edition version of the console coming out. That comes with the game, and what else came with it? Did it come with a Pro Controller? Switch. I can't remember. It was a Switch, the game, and I think that was it for $360.
It was like a design Switch to like design on it.
Yeah, if you look at the Switch dock, it has the Super Smash Brothers team members and stuff on it,
but it's missing one crucial key component:
the GameCube controllers and the adapter.
You goddamn right! Like, why are you leaving that out? That's what people want. It's like, Just get people, put that in the bundle, make it a couple extra bucks, or however many bucks you would need to make it. Just do that shit.
That's fair.
I would probably wait till then if they did that. That would actually sway me to wait. But no, fuck them.
It's just one thing to consider. You could also pre-order the Let's Go Pikachu /Eevee limited edition Switch that comes with.
Fuck you. I'm not waiting. I'm going to buy your console beforehand.
Well, there's a deal going right now at Best Buy where if you buy it, you get half off one of the Nintendo original games, and they're on sale right now, so you can get Zelda for like $23, I think it is.
Old games are old. I don't want to go back and play them. I have
No.
damn.
I meant Breath of the Wild.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you meant like original Nintendo Zelda, like that.
But you were talking about old games. I'm glad you gave me a perfect segue.
I try.
Nintendo Switch Online, the 20 NES games that are coming that you'll be able to play that have been updated so you can play some of them online. They are Ghosts and Goblins, Excite Bike, Tecmo Bowl, Yoshi, Double Dragon, Gradius, Ice Hockey, River City Ransom, Baseball, also Balloon Fight, Donkey Kong, Dr. Mario, Ice Climber, The Legend of Zelda, Mario Brothers, Soccer, Super Mario Brothers 3, and Tennis. Where the hell is Super Mario Brothers 2?
Which one? Haha.
The American version, I guess, which is the most unique one.
Doki Doki Panic?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know how I remember this, but I do.
Later on in October, they'll be getting Solomon's Key, NES Open Tournament Golf, and Super Dodgeball. And then in November, Metroid, which is exciting, Mighty Bomb Jack, and Twin Bee. And then finally in December, Wario's Woods, Ninja Gaiden, and Adventures of Lolo.
Oh, Lolo. I remember. Oh, my God. That brings back memories. Oh, the music in the game. Oh. I was shit at it because I was a little dumb kid.
Yes.
But I remember it. I think you were like a little blue thing going after the pink thing.
I think so. Nintendo did say for all of these games that are online, they feature online multiplayer, including cooperative and competitive play. So you can play Tecmo Bowl against someone if you want over the internet.
I really don't care, though. I mean, sure, the Vintage Lolo, nostalgic. I will probably play it for like 5 minutes and be like, yeah, that's fun. I'm done.
That's what it is. It's a nostalgia play, I think.
I will never probably play. I don't care if you're adding online to it. Like, who needs online to an original Nintendo game? Tecmo Bowl. What? Is your fucking even Madden even running smoothly for the current year?
They don't have Madden on the Switch.
Oh, shit. So it's not then.
I was going to say, I don't think Switch does Madden. So
they do FIFA right now.
No.
In NBA, but not Madden so far.
And they do wrestling, and that's not running good.
No, not running good at all. Although in Japan, they do have a service that is similar to like those cloud gaming services where everything renders in the cloud and then pushes down to you on the internet for some Capcom games, actually, that we have not gotten here in the States.
On the Switch?
On the Switch. It's very interesting. I'll see if I can't find the article and send it to you later. But
how would that work better than...
Because all the rendering and stuff is done in the cloud and it's just pushed to you over the internet.
So it's basically like a buffering service?
That's basically a service
so pretty
where
much
it does all
we
the
have
complicated
a
work.
stronger... So it's like we have a stronger console over here, and we're going to just push that image to your console.
Pretty much. All the processing and rendering is done on the machine in the cloud, and then it just sends that to you over the internet. You're not doing any processing and rendering.
I feel like the day I buy a Switch is the day I'm going to get fucked the most hardest I've ever been fucked. So let's smoke a cigarette for that.
Quite possibly. Two final things came out on Nintendo Direct. Final Fantasy 7, 9, and 10 are coming to the Switch. Not 8.
Good, because that's the worst one.
I like Final Fantasy 8.
I told you why that's the worst one. The magic system.
The magic system's a little weird in that one.
8 was the card game and the Gunblades, right?
Yeah,
yes.
The Gunblades. Because 9 also had the card, a version of the card game. I don't think it was the exact same, but it was
9 was Blitzball though, right?
No, that was 10.
That's 10. Okay, I hated 10.
Oh man, I played 10 so much. Oh, I got every ultimate weapon. I did everything in that game. I love that one. That's the thing. Is the first Final Fantasy I completely beaten, like completely did everything.
I never finished any of them.
These will all be available on the Nintendo eShop in 2019. Supposedly, they're also coming to the Xbox at the same time also. So PlayStation's already got them, but if you're an Xbox gamer and a Nintendo gamer, you'll be able to play Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10/10-2, and I missed 13, I think it is, or is that 12? That's 12, sorry. That'll all be available. No idea what the cost will be on it. My guess is $20, but
Wait, for each one?
for each one is my guess.
I'm about to say, this is Square Enix we're talking about. They don't do their shit cheap.
No,
Even after a long time. They're like Nintendo. Their shit
That's
does
true.
not drop in price that much.
They don't go. They don't believe in sales.
And then finally, some board games are coming to the Nintendo Switch digitally. This includes things like Settlers of Catan, Pandemic, and Munchkin will all be available digitally. My guess is because they've already done this for iOS and Android, for these games, it's easier just to port it over and put it on the Switch.
I could see that working for like party nights.
Yeah.
The way people used to get together to play on the Wii. And if you had a Switch that's got Catan on it and Munchkin, like those are good, you know, get a group of friends together and fucking play a game. Especially if you can do digital updates for like the cards and stuff or different board maps for Catan. Because like the Settlers of Catan Star Trek version, that was a really fun version of that game.
That's what I've heard. I've heard it was good.
And instead of building cities, you build battle stations or space stations. It's pretty cool.
Willie, do you care about any of these board games if they come to the Switch? Are you going to be rushing out to buy them?
No, just get the actual board game. You have more fun.
You probably will, but if you're someone who's space limited or something like this is a trade-off that you could do that.
Space Limit, it's a fucking box. It's a tiny box.
Some people
Yeah,
live in small studio apartments, man.
Yeah, I have like
tiny box. This is a
I have
whole
like
fucking board game.
I have like 13 of those boxes taking up the top of one of my closets, Willie. It becomes a factor.
Well, you know what? You can move a lot of those Funko Pops to make a lot more
You can
space.
shut your whore mouth.
Hey, look how much space they're taking up. Do you have anything behind them on the shelf?
No.
Other hand. There you go. Yeah, there's nothing behind your right hand.
Yeah, there is. They're over there.
Oh, wait. I have the chat window up, so let me minimize that so I can see them.
Yeah, they're on both sides.
Oh, yeah, I see them.
They're on both sides.
My chat window's taking up that portion because there's nothing important usually.
No, just most people don't buy one board game, Willie. If they have one, they've got a bunch. And yeah, that shit starts building up when you start buying a bunch of board games.
I mean, I guess
Those
I do have
suckers
a
take
lot
up
of
room.
space here.
Yeah, they do. I need to actually get a new board game cabinet for my dining room because I've got stuff stacked on top of it right now because I'm out of space inside the cabinet.
Up, we have an update here.
Yep.
The wind is picking up outside slightly. Back to you.
Why, thank you, Willie. We're glad.
North Carolina's suffering weather.
So those are the big things coming out of the Nintendo Direct event.
I mean, I would have been saying it's not going to do much.
There's some people to be interested, some people won't.
So I'm going to say that's a negative review on that whole Nintendo Direct.
There's some interesting stuff coming, but there's nothing super interesting to me, so I'd say it's ambivalent. I'd give it a C. It's average.
They had more negative news than anything.
Well, that's because you and I are jaded cynics and don't believe that they can do...
No, that whole online thing,
yeah.
And then the controller with the Nintendo controller. Come on.
Actually, I think the classic NES controllers is kind of cool. I just think the whole putting it behind getting the Nintendo Switch online service is BS.
Exactly, which puts a damper on it all. The whole news about, oh yeah, we're releasing this.
But here's the thing.
But you have to be part of this.
Willie, the only way to play those NES games is to be on the Nintendo Switch online service. So I guess the assumption is you'd have to get them to play. If you wanted to play them, you would have to have already had the service, which then would allow you to buy the controllers. I'm not trying to justify it. I'm just trying to figure out what their logic is. I'm not sure that there is logic.
The fact that they're not just like putting those games out just to buy, just if you wanted to.
Well, that means they'd have to build a virtual console, and they seem opposed to doing that idea.
Don't build a virtual console. Just emulate them.
I'm sure that's what they're doing for some of the stuff in the eShop, but you don't see first-party Nintendo titles like that. You're seeing things like old, SNK games and stuff from the Neo Geo and stuff like that.
Yeah, I want another, what's that running gun game that they're always... Metal Slug. Yeah, give me another Metal Slug. Yay.
Metal Slug wasn't terrible, actually. But that wraps up my news. We're going to toss it over to Anthony to wrap up the News of the Week segment.
All right. My news of the week is, you ever notice when a company will put out two things on the same day and one of them unintentionally gets murdered because nobody noticed that it happened?
Go on.
What happened last Friday?
You had me at murder. I remember. Are we talking about movies? Or are we talking
What was the big release last Friday?
Predator? Oh, Spider. No, wait, no, last Friday. No.
Yeah,
What was it?
the 7th, Spider-Man.
Oh, no. So not last Friday. The Friday before.
Yeah, a week prior. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Spider-Man.
Not this weekend, last Friday, yeah. So there was a very large Marvel release because the biggest game, most anticipated game in almost 2 years came out, and fucking all of us went nuts, and we talked it up so much we got Chris to buy a PlayStation for it.
It spoke for itself to make Chris get it.
And very, very quietly, without really advertising or letting anybody know, Netflix kind of slid out Iron Fist Season 2 under the radar and really didn't tell anybody.
More importantly, they dropped the trailer for Daredevil Season 3 at the same time.
Yeah, so yeah, basically between Spider-Man and the Daredevil trailer, like Iron Fist just got buried and nobody really noticed. And here's the really sad thing. It's fucking good. They fixed almost every problem with that show from the first season. And Chris, you said you haven't seen season 1. Willie, did you watch season 1 of Iron Fist?
Yeah. I still say the first half is better than the second half.
Okay, but on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Iron Fist season 1?
On a 20-point scale, I would give... I'm just messing with you. The first Iron Fist, I would give it a solid 5.5.
Yeah, see, it's like a 5 or
20
6.
or 10?
10.
Well, it's a 5.5, so 10 is the max, but there's 20 points individually.
Motherfucker. But yeah, it's one of those things where, I mean, Iron Fist wasn't awful. Let's see. Inhumans was awful. Like, let's just be clear. That show was fucking awful. Iron Fist had good parts and had awful parts, but overall, it wasn't an awful show. The problem was it was a C. And Marvel had given us so many A-pluses that C felt like a kick in the balls. Because after the first 2 seasons of Daredevil, after Jessica Jones, the first season of Iron Fist just felt so poorly done. And the fight choreography was so bad because Finn Jones hadn't been in a dojo for 10 years and couldn't fucking look like a fighter on screen that it just, the whole show felt lacking.
Man, I'm going to stop you right there and say, yeah, anything that wasn't Daredevil by him, like solo show, was a C. That's the problem.
Nah, Jessica Jones Season 1 was awesome.
Yeah,
I wouldn't give it an A, maybe a B minus.
Yeah, you probably didn't understand it.
Jesus.
How was Castle Rock, Willie?
Fucking terrible, because that last fucking episode is a piece of shit. It's worse than Lost with that answering nothing. That's the problem with Castle Rock. This answered more fucking questions right here.
He really does have everything on the shelf next to it.
He does.
Season 2.
For those on audio, he just held up the DVD box for Lost Season 1 and 2.
3.
And 3 now.
The 2 good seasons of Lost.
Season 3 for some reason.
Anyways, Iron Fist came back. It was really hidden, but I watched the whole thing over the week once it showed up in my Netflix queue, which I didn't even notice it until Tuesday. Like, that's how much Spider-Man I was playing. I finally put on some Netflix and was like, oh, hey, Iron Fist got released. Cool. All right, I'll watch it. And, I wasn't a huge fan of the first season, but I like parts of it. And also, it's a Marvel show, so no matter what, I'm just going to fucking watch it. And they addressed basically every issue. Finn Jones got hammered online when the first season came out. Everybody talked shit about that guy. And honestly, I mean, because they cast an actor who's not a lifelong martial artist, without a godlike fight choreographer, there was no way to make him look better on screen because he didn't spend fucking 10 years in a dojo. Like, you can't fake, like, the stuff that Michael Jai White does on screen, you can't fake that shit. If you haven't been, Ray Park, if you haven't spent your life studying martial arts, there's certain stuff that you just can't do as an actor and stuff that you can't learn in 2 weeks or 2 months or 6 months, even though they had 4 years to prep Iron Fist. So, they fuck shit up. But the smart thing was that Finn Jones, from what I saw, basically did nothing online. He didn't respond to any of the complaints. He didn't respond to any of the negative reviews. Motherfucker got his ass into a gym and a dojo and has spent the offseason learning. And it shows. In the new season, every fight sequence with him where you can tell it's Finn Jones, because they did some of the sequences where literally he's wearing a face mask up to his nose and he has a hoodie on, so it's much easier to replace him with a stunt fighter, which in a lot of fight shows, that's what you need to do. Actors aren't going to be able to do as good as some of the fight guys on the stunt team, and so making it to where it's easy to replace them on camera makes creating the fight sequences a lot simpler. And so they addressed it that way. They also, you can tell in the scenes where it is him completely. It's easy to tell it's Spin Jones. His ability to fight on camera has grown by leaps and bounds. And then I don't want to spoil anything because some people will eventually catch up with the show, but they also spend a lot more time focusing on the female stars of the show. Colleen Wing gets a ton more screen time. Joy Meacham, who the Meachams by the end of the first season, like I basically hated them. They're both awful people. They kind of go nuts on both of them and take both characters on two totally different paths after having to deal with the major death that they dealt with at the end of season 1. And both of the characters like attack their life problems in very different ways. And both of the actors act their asses off in this season. Like they both just do fantastic jobs. And yeah, like by the end of the season, like you completely hate one of the characters. And they did kind of the same thing with Jessica Jones season 2, where from the start of season 2, first episode to the last episode, every single relationship, every character is completely different. And Iron Fist season 2 does the same thing. From the start of the first episode to the episode 10, which it's only 10, they didn't stretch it out to 14 or fucking 28 or whatever. Like, and it possibly could have been cut down to 8. But the 10 doesn't feel like it dragged on too much, which is good. But yeah, they addressed almost every issue, every complaint that I had with the first season. The actors fucking improved, the fight choreography improved, the special effects improved. Like I would be hard pressed to find something else they could have done to make season 2 better. Like it's probably still not an A+, but it's a solid B. And for Iron Fist, after the first season was so bad, the new one, like season 2 is so much better that it feels like it just grew by leaps and bounds. I'm kind of wondering if even though Scott Buck's name is on it, if he just wasn't allowed in the writer's room because he's the show creator, but I'm thinking he's no longer the showrunner anymore, though. Yeah. He I don't think he was involved at all because it was awesome. Like I really enjoyed it, and I'm super looking forward to season 3 because I mean, yeah, it's hard to say some of the stuff that happens by the end of the season without giving spoilers, but like there are massive changes in the Iron Fist world that are also going to affect probably Daredevil and Luke Cage. So like the things change to the point where it will have repercussions in the Netflix Marvel shows. So knowing that Daredevil's about to come back and that, I mean, spoilers if you haven't watched Luke Cage yet, but basically by the end of Luke Cage season 2, he's pretty much the Kingpin. Like Luke becomes the bad guy.
The Kingpin of Harlem.
Yeah, Luke's the Kingpin of Harlem, so like he's going to need to be dealt with. And by the end of Iron Fist season 2, there's a character that basically brings that up and mentions it and says, "You know what? I think we might have a problem in Harlem that we need to deal with." And like the idea of the characters that are in that scene going to Harlem and dealing with Luke, like that has me fucking excited because it would be really, really fun to see. But yeah, if you took the time to watch Iron Fist season 1, reward yourself by watching season 2. If you didn't watch season 1, go watch a recap on YouTube, one of those 10-minute fly through videos, just so you have a basic understanding of the character, and then watch Defenders and watch season 2. Because yeah, season 2 of Iron Fist is fucking fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
So I got a question. There's been one character that's throughout every single one of these seasons of shows. And that's that guy they always go to for information. They always beat him up a little bit. Yeah, Turk. Is he in this one? Because I haven't got to an episode with him in it. Is he in it?
Yes,
Turk. I just haven't got to it yet.
Yes, Turk makes an appearance, and they mention Night Nurse, but Rosario Dawson, I guess, wasn't available, so she doesn't show up in the show.
Well, if you watch Luke Cage, she's gone.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. She doesn't show up. She's mentioned, but she doesn't appear on camera. And then they introduce a Typhoid Mary, which I was really wondering how they were going to handle basically a supervillain with split personalities. And Alice Eve plays her, and I won't say what her new origin is, but it's really fucking good. And it's like it's updated the way like they updated the Iron Man origin, where he gets caught by Afghani warlords, and he's in a cave in Afghanistan, and instead of the old Vietnam origin story, the update to Typhoid Mary's origin is well done and super violent, of course, which makes sense. But Alice Eve kicks ass as Typhoid Mary. I was really, really wondering how she was going to play the character, and her playing multiple personalities, she does it really, really well.
What's the original origin for Typhoid Mary then?
I think it was just a repeated sexual abuse as a kid, and then this one they did it something very, very different. But also, I'm trying to remember because I haven't read old school Daredevil in a while, but I've tried. I think that her origins been redone a couple times, and so I may be just remembering one of her origins.
Did she have something like firepower at some point in time in the comics?
Maybe. She's one of those characters that's been around and been used in a lot of different books, so different writers have done lots of different versions of her.
Yeah, so that's what popped in my head, like sexual abuse as a child to get fire powers.
No, I think those are two different things.
That's why I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, the version of her in the comics is very different than the one in the show, but yeah, it's very impressive how well Alice Eve played the two main personalities, where when she switches, you can see she changes mannerisms. They give her one contact, so like it's easy to just look at her and tell. And like she changes the way she does her hair, she changes the way she moves. Her speech inflection is different. Like this is an actress literally creating two separate characters and playing them on screen in the same show, and it's just fucking fantastic to watch. It would be worth watching this whole season of Iron Fist just to watch what Alice Eve does as Typhoid Mary. Like, it's that good.
Yeah, so go check it out for yourself, guys, if that's something you're interested in. I've got too much other stuff to get caught up on. I'll get there at some point, maybe. I don't know. I like to think I will.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Yeah, Willie. Fictional character biography. Her condition was accidentally caused when Matt Murdock had tracked a villain down to the brothel where Mary worked. Matt attacked the man, but surprisingly, the girls working there came towards whoever, panicking. Matt lashed out, knocking Mary out of a window. It was at this moment when she became somehow Typhoid Mary and vows no man would ever hurt her again. In later appearances, however, she would imply that she was a victim of child abuse. So yeah, so child abuse caused the split in her personality, but she didn't access it as an adult until she was accidentally knocked out of a fucking building by Matt Murdock. Yeah, so it's one of those things where she had the disorder, dissociative identity disorder, which is the new was it the DSM wording for what we used to call split personalities.
Interesting. So, looking at all of this, it is time for start wrapping things. Willie, why are we not wrapping things up? What do you got?
Just keep on going.
Willie's shaking me off for those of you guys on the audio podcast.
Doesn't he have to tell us about another show on the network?
Well, I hadn't
first?
gotten to that point. I wanted to first remind folks that the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast is in fact part of a network of shows that you can find over at GonnaGeek.com. There are 25 plus different shows on the network that cover a variety of topics. Things like video games, things like pop culture news, things like geek news, tech news, specific television shows like Arrow and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We've got all sorts of stuff here on the network. And normally this is where I would throw things over to Willie, but evidently he can't access the show notes right now.
And this is where Chris will tell you about one of those shows.
This is where Chris gets to tell you about it because Willie's locked out. Well, son of a bitch.
Yep.
Because Tony don't want to.
Now I get to shamelessly self-promote, and I don't like shamelessly
Better
self-promoting.
do a voice.
Do a voice? What are you talking about?
Do a voice, please.
I don't want to do a voice.
Please do a voice for me.
I don't want to do a voice, really. It makes my throat hurt. Is that better?
Do the whole read like that, Chris. Do it. Do it. Do
Your
it.
passion is pain, you motherfucker. You're welcome.
No, I'm not going to do a voice, but what I will tell you guys about is the Starling Tribune. It is a podcast on the network that talks about the television show Arrow and the greater DC TV universe. What episode we're talking about is season 6.5 edition for Legends of Tomorrow, entitled Here I Go Again. It's episode 206 of the podcast. The Starling Tribune reporters Stargate Pioneer, Michelle, and Chris review the Legends of Tomorrow season 3, episode 11, Here I Go Again, and discuss some recent news surrounding the DC Comics-based CW shows. The reporters all enjoy Amy Pemberton on screen as Gideon. They want the Lost Abba Waterloo episode. They want to read Mick Rory's book, When Bebo Meets Buck. They talk what's real and what's simulated. They sympathize with Agent Gary, and they enjoy the time loop montage. So if that sounds interesting to you and you're a Legends of Tomorrow fan, go check out the latest episode of the Starling Tribune. It and all the other shows on the network are available over on GonnaGeek.com. Hey, really? Did that work for you?
I'm waiting to hear it.
Back to you, Chris.
No, Will.
I like the fact that he threw it back to himself.
No, but that second link you sent worked now.
So back to me, because we already did the promo read.
So I'll go ahead and do it. The Starling Tribune.
No,
No,
we're not
it's
listening to that
already
shit again.
done.
Episode 206.
Willie, shut up, but you're not even doing it in a voice.
Episode 206.
Don't encourage him.
It's hard to hear you with that dick in your mouth, bitch.
Really, I think you're just stupid.
Fuck you too.
Can't hear you over that pity dick.
I'll take all the pit dick and spit him at your face, bitch. You're a bad person. That's fair.
Yeah, so like I was saying, if that sounds interesting to you, go check out some of the other great network shows over at GonnaGeek.com. But looking at the time, it is time for us to wrap things up. When we do that, we do a little segment called What I'm Into. It's our chance to share with you guys who are watching live or listening at a later date just what kind of geeky and nerdy things we've been getting into, so that maybe, just maybe, you'll want to check them out yourselves. Anthony, start us off this week.
Welcome back to Spider-Man Talk.
Yeah. Welcome to Spider Chat on the All Things Good Nerdy podcast.
I see this is going to be a theme for this segment.
For a while, at least. Let's see. Yeah, I finished Act 3, so I've finished the story. I have trophies at like 62%. I have the game at 88%. I started because once Willie mentioned that there were secret landmarks, I started randomly looking for them while I was just playing through the game and ended up finding 5 before I unlocked the mod that lets you hunt them down. And then now that I have that mod, I've cleared 4 sections of the city of the secret landmarks. And last night I 100%ed the financial district. So
how are you finding it? Are you using a map online, or you?
No, I'm grid
So
searching.
you don't know if you have.
Well, no, yeah,
Cool.
You're right. I don't know if I have completely, but I know that I've unlocked 40 of the 50. So I'm pretty damn sure that my grid search technique is working, which is just fun because I'm just web swinging through the city and just watching for them to pop up on the map. But yeah, I went through all of Harlem, the upper east side, upper west side, and Central Park this morning. So I'm pretty sure those 4 districts are clear. And when I 100%ed the financial district last night, where I did all the challenges, all the crimes, everything, I pretty much covered that entire area. So I'm pretty sure I've got all of them done. So yeah, I need to do Chinatown, Midtown, and what I can't remember which the other area is I need. There's at least 3 areas where I know that there's still
Greenwich.
Greenwich. Yeah, so those 3 I haven't cleared at all. So I'm betting between those 3, that's where the last 10 are that I need to find. So yeah, I only 10 more of the secret landmarks. I'm down to, I think I got 3 suits to unlock. I haven't unlocked
super secret one.
Well, no, because I have 3 that are available that are unaffordable. So I still need items. I need crime tokens and Taskmaster tokens to actually buy them. Like I bought all the armor. Because I got the Spider 3, the actual bulletproof armor this morning. I still need to get the Spirit Rider, the Secret Wars outfit, and the original comic book outfit. The strange one where you look like a cartoon character.
I love that one, the vintage comic book.
Yeah,
it looks one of my favorites.
It looks so strange because it really does look like a comic book, like animated in almost 2D animation laid across a 3D model, and so it's so creepy. Yeah, I have those 3 left to buy, and then a couple more upgrades on some of the gadgets. So I haven't finished any of that stuff yet. But yeah, I'm just working my way through it because yeah, like Willie said, it seems like it's going to be a pretty easy platinum, and I've never actually done a platinum and completely 100% of the game on like the entire history. I've had PlayStation as a game console since they started tracking trophies, so it'll be kind of cool that I'm pretty sure this will be the first platinum trophy I ever get, because I'm sure as hell not going to get it with Overwatch. Some of those trophies are a pain in the ass.
Curious, did you ever get God of War? I can't remember.
I bought the digitally remastered God of War 1 and 2 collection, but I don't have the new one.
Oh, I would say the one that came out. That one's not that hard of a platinum to get.
Yeah, I played through it. I played maybe like an hour of it, and then haven't gone back to it because I started playing that, and then Until Dawn came out, and then I was half playing that. Yeah, I'm not really great at finishing games. They're just, I'm more of a distraction, but this is the first time I'm really enjoying the hell out of one. So, yeah, I'm playing the hell out of some Spider-Man. But I did take time to play a little bit of Overwatch with my buddy Maya. So I got a couple of my arcades done for the week. I didn't finish them. And then I got some Dead by Daylight done. Did a couple matches with Willie last night and got my, let's see, I had Trapper. Oh, no, I had Huntress and Freddy Krueger Blood Rituals to do. So I made sure I at least got those finished. So yeah, it's nice to spend 3 days playing Spider-Man. Then I come back to Dead by Daylight. Hey, I have 3 Blood Rituals to do. So you come back and get bonus points. Yeah, doing those. Still watching through I finished rewatching Avengers Infinity War, which is awesome, and all the special features and the deleted scenes and the outtakes. And then same thing with Deadpool 2. And I'm halfway through watching the super duper cut of Deadpool 2. And it's crazy because it really is a different movie. They full on use sequences where like you have, T.J. Miller and Ryan Reynolds riffing, and in this version of the movie, they went with completely different jokes. So it's not like we're just, one little thing will be changed in a sequence. Sometimes there's like a 2-minute dialogue sequence where every word is different than the version that went out in theaters. And some of them I think are funnier, but also, some of them are much more crude. And so you can see why the studio's like, let's go with this joke. This one's not as bad.
There is a YouTube video where they go back to back the scene. They show one scene, they show
them
the
all.
super duper cut version of it.
Nice. Yeah, it's been fun rewatching that. And then working on still finishing my Funko Pop Little Killer series, working on my Dead by Daylight series of all those sketch cards. And then I'm almost done with Sister's commission for winning and being the highest scorer in the Fantasy League 2 seasons ago, because I'm really fucking slow. But yeah, I've finally got like 3 layers of Copic colors done on hers. Vin's is already finished, so it's ready to be mailed, and hers probably needs like 4 or 5 hours more work. So I might get that done today, if not today, at least this week. Yeah, I'll be happy to finally get that done so I can start working on the winners for last season. Because this season they're going to be a little bit smaller, because I went a little large for these ones. They look really good, and I'm happy with how they're turning out, but they're a little big for something that I'm basically sending people for free for winning the season. So I'm gonna shrink the size down a little bit on the next set.
So they won't be next winter.
They won't be sketch card. They'll be a little bigger than that, but they're not going to be like the 6x9s that I've been doing, because it just takes a lot of goddamn Copics to color something that big. So, and Copics are not cheap. Those goddamn $7 markers. I can't afford to replace these motherfuckers, so I need to get as much use out of them as I can. So yeah, almost got those done. I think Sister and Vin will be real happy once those are finished, and then I'll be able to share those online once they're going out. But Sister didn't want to see hers until it was finished, and she got it, so I haven't been sharing photos of them in the process. So I'll share the process photos of those once they're actually delivered to the winners, which I think is fair. If you don't want to be spoiled, you'd rather just see it when it shows up in the mail. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, so I got a X-23 Wolverine colored and done, and a Misty Knight that's partially colored, almost done, really close. So I'll be wrapping those up this week. That's what I've been getting into.
Cool. I will go next. I've been playing a lot of Spider-Man on PlayStation 4 when I had free time this week, because I'm addicted and I have a problem. I fully admit that. However, I did pick up some other PS4 games I talked about in the pre-show, because there are a bunch of different game sales this week. So I picked up Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 because they remastered that for PlayStation 4, and I've always wanted to play them myself. Picked up No Man's Sky, The Last of Us remastered, and God of War I picked up yesterday because it was $40 brand new, and that's the cheapest I'm going to find it anytime soon, because I think once I get done with Spider-Man, I'm going to play God of War. Because I've heard lots of good things about it.
Those are probably the 2 games that are probably on the top of the list of competing for Game of the Year.
Yeah. And then other stuff I got into is yesterday, met up with a bunch of folks in my community here, and went legendary bird hunting in Pokemon Go, because they put out Articuno, Moltres, Zapdos, and then Regirock for some reason again. So we went up and hit a bunch of 5-star raids. Yeah, that's why I was very confused that Regirock was back. But regardless, got to go pick up some new Pokemon. I think I'm going out next Sunday afternoon to go and raid Mewtwo, since Mewtwo is going to be in all the 5-star gyms. So nice. Yeah, here's to getting some more Pokemon, because I'm addicted to that for some reason too. Okay, Suncast corrected me. Regirock never left. Sorry, I thought Regirock had left. I will defer to Suncast because he's like level 40 or 41 in that game and eclipses my experience by a great deal.
Reggie Rock sounds like an old school rapper.
Yeah, we could call it that. But that's really what I've been getting into. Willie, finish it up for us. What have you been getting into?
Some Spider-Manning, some Iron Fisting. Not all the Iron Fisting, but still getting through it.
Willie enjoys a good fisting.
Like I said, got the platinum for Spider-Man. Wasn't too hard at all. I'm so happy these games are coming out without having the difficulty trophies. You know, beat the game on this difficulty to get this trophy, and this one. Which I'm happy a lot of the games, if they do have it, if you beat it on hard, it does give you the ones for normal and easy at the same time too, because that just makes sense.
I used to hate the games where you literally had to play through it on each difficulty for it to unlock the trophy. Like, that was just stupid.
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous. Like, I beat on hard. Do I really have to go through on easy and get this trophy? Why?
Yeah, that never made any sense.
Some Dead by Daylight. Blah, 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 is the thing.
Some generator making.
Yep, making them generators. And God, I had a terrible match. It was the worst one I ever had. It was yesterday. I think it was before we started playing Bachman during the day.
Yeah.
I just started. I literally just started. And 10 to 15 seconds, I was just moving forward. And all of a sudden I hear a heartbeat going. And then all of a sudden Leatherface was right on top of me.
No, that was our first match together. Yeah, as soon as we started the match, like, my character took a step and you're like, he's on me!
No, I think this one I was actually on the phone with someone at the time too. That's a whole.
So did it happen
story of
twice
itself.
to you then?
I guess so. I don't remember that time you're talking about. I just remember this one with Leatherface. I'm like, that son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Like,
we had a match where 10 seconds into it, Leatherface was hit you and you were on the ground.
Well, that might have been. I can't remember. My memory is terrible. You guys know this.
I do.
Yeah. And the Dead by Daylight matches do kind of run together when you do 8, 9, 10 of them in a day.
Yep, and also this might actually be part of it too. Let me open this up. Come on, open up. And I am still. Oh, no, wait. My rank went down so far this season. The Fantasy Movie League. Wow, by less than $100,000. I like $70,000. Lobster House Rules has risen above me as the top rank, but I'm still number 1 overall.
And in our hearts.
Goddamn Meg killed me this week.
Yeah, I chose 5 Megs.
Yeah, I'm the only one in our league who has 0 Megs, and so I got killed because it has the bonus.
When I see the Perfect Cineplex actually change too. Yeah, because I had a Predator in there, which I was thinking of going to see it, but I might have to wait till tomorrow to go see it, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be a Tuesday night.
And there was another movie out that I was kind of curious about seeing that's in theaters too. What was it?
The Nun?
No, not The Nun.
White Boy Rick?
No, not White Boy Rick. Even though a guy we play with on Dead by Daylight is a extra in that movie.
Yeah.
What other movie's out?
Peppermint? The one where Electra gets to be the Punisher?
Yeah, no. What other movie is out? I know there was something I was like, I also want to see that too.
The one with the missing kid?
I have no idea what you're talking about, little kid.
Searching.
No, that's not it. I'll find out in a second. Other than
the
that,
guy's daughter disappears.
Today I'm going back to my friends and we're going to be playing some Tiny Epic Zombies, hopefully. Because that would be pretty awesome. Because I haven't played it yet.
Is that a board game?
Yep. As part of the Tiny Epic games. Which the ones I have from that are Tiny Epic Western, which was very fun, and Tiny Epic Quest, which was also very fun. Oh, let's see, the Predator, White Boy Rick, God Bless, nope, Pepper, nope, the Nun, nope, Crazy Rich Age, nope, the Meg, nope, I don't know. There was remember there was another movie out, and I can't remember.
There was something, but really don't know what it is.
Well, that's all I've been getting into, as I try to figure this shit out.
He's working on figuring shit out, folks. While he does that, I'd like to remind you guys that we stream live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, over on Geeks.live, the official streaming home of the Gonna Geek Network. We're not the only folks that stream there. You can go to Geeks.live, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and get the calendar of all of the upcoming live events. I do believe if you hang around for another half hour, there should be a Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode that is recording live at 1 p.m. Eastern. But as we're getting ready to shut this down, you guys have any final thoughts for us?
Well, apparently at this one theater, they're showing Smokey and the Bandit at 5 o'clock today.
Nice.
Thank you, Palladium Movie Theater at in High Point.
That's a fun movie to see in the theater if you haven't.
Oh, and they have nice seats too. They have recliner seats. Or, of course, most theaters do now anyway.
Most do.
Most.
I recommend an hour of web swinging for everybody for stress relief.
Definitely recommend web swinging. Chris, I know you're going to get your daily dose in.
I've got to go get my daily dose of web swinging again before I've got some other stuff this afternoon. But thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you all next week.
Chris getting a spootering done.
Bye.
Spooter.
Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek Radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.